How's the stash
The
going?
camp stash, baby. The camp stash is booming. No, but the farewell tour is definitely coming on strong. Fall camp's been probably the best that it's been in who knows how long. They're doing a great job taking care of our bodies, making sure we're getting plenty of rest, plenty of food. Where they're being able to adjust our the amount of time we get off on our feet so we can really rest up and be fresh for the next day, regardless of what kind of practice it's going to be.
Do you
And
look at this?
First day in pads. You're looking forward to that and actually being able to hit.
Oh, it's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be one for the books. Tomorrow there's gonna be a lot of commotion, and the thing about tomorrow is with the offensive line, every day is just like being in full pads. So the only difference is when they're gonna blow the whistle for the runs, when are they gonna call the play dead. So, but being an offensive lineman, when you're in shells, when you're in spiders, you're not just. It's always full pads.
Do you look at this offensive line has to be the engine room? Because there were times last year where, there were some games where the running game just wasn't there. Do you look at that's not acceptable? We have to move people against their will and get this offense moving.
You said it best. It's got to be the engine room of the whole offense, of the whole team. If the offensive line is doing good, you're going to get the D-line going. You're going to get the running game rolling. You're going to get the tight ends hyped up to go and make a block and make a play. You're going to give the receivers enough time to get down there and make their route. You're going to have the quarterback be comfortable, and then that's going to allow the defense to really believe in the offense and believe in the offensive line. So we just need to be able to pound the rock all the way to the end zone.
You were named the best overall lineman for the summer workouts. Is that something you take pride in? But at the same time, that now has to translate to the field.
100%. You can be the strongest guy in the weight room. You can be the fastest guy on the field. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what you're doing out there, you're just going to look lost and dazed. And that's one thing I pride myself in as being a former center as well, because now I can play anything on the interior, which is left guard, right guard, and center. And even though I squat 630 pounds, I bench 405 pounds, 415 pounds, clean 385 pounds. None of that matters if you don't know what you're doing on the field. And I pride myself in that, knowing what I have to do and being able to help others next to me, make sure we're all on the same page and we're all going to run a good play together right there in that moment.
At least in my experience with college football, the offensive linemen are the more quiet guys, but the cerebral type guys. This seems to be a group of high energy and fun all the time. Do you see that transitioning into what you're trying to do offensively on the field?
100%. Because we know that we can be funny and we can laugh and have a good joke when we're not in practice or if we're not in the play. But once we're going and we're on the field, everybody's as serious as they can be. There's a whole switch. That's literally one group that I can literally say is a flip of a switch. You're going to get two different people. And it's amazing the fact that we're able to have a good time in practice and make sure we're still having fun. But then once we're on the field, we know that there's no more screwing around. You got to lock in. You got to do your stuff, and we're going to come off and celebrate from doing all the good stuff we just did.
With it being your last season, go ahead, Rick.
Last year, you guys had a banged up running back room. I think Coach Herman mentioned duct tape at least 2 or 3 times. So you don't have that this year. You've got CJ in here.
Dog.
And I know you just threw yourself under the bus earlier in the conversation, but I think some of the offensive line lack of production was due to the fact that you had guys that were just not able to go, and they were rotating one this week, one the next week, because they had to. You don't have that this year. What are you seeing out of the new running back room's performance that is going to help you execute overall as a unit? Do you think that that's going to be beneficial, in other words?
100%, because the running backs, when they come into the huddle for the first drive of whatever period we're going into, they're going to say, hey, I need 1 or 2 seconds, I'm going to get gone. I just need you guys to make that one little crease for me, I'm going to get gone. And they tell us, they verbalize it to us that they go, we trust you, we love you. Whatever you guys are going to do, we're with it. Just do it and give us a second, and we're going to be A-okay. So they're telling us, that they're putting their trust into our hands, and in order for that to work, we got to put our trust into their hands that they're going to make the right read and hit the right hole and hit the right crease, and give it enough time for the blocks to develop.
It's amazing that you use that phrase, because I just said that publicly in a group of about 60 fans the other day. 1 second is the goal for the offensive line this year. It's awesome that you said that. I appreciate that.
No problem.
With it being your last season, is there a different type of pressure kind of to win that starting job, or is it the same?
It's always been the same, but with this last season, it's the last go around. I need it. There's nothing else more that I want. I've dedicated my life to this program for the past 4.5 to 5 years. I'm not going out without it.
What have you kind of seen change the most throughout your time here, both through the last regime and to now? What would you say is the most changed aspect of the program?
The amount of players that are really buying into what we're doing here. It's night and day difference. From you can see there's no more, we call it BCD, which is blame, complain, and defend. And it's just, and if there is the leaders of the group, the leaders of the position will be like, hey man, cut it out. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So you can really see like everybody's rolling and everyone's finally meshing together, and we're buying into the offense. Defensive players are buying into the defense. Special teams players are buying into the special teams, and we're putting all of our trust into the coaches. And this is probably the most trust I've ever seen amongst all the players being put into the coaches.
You were the winner, as Frank mentioned, in the strength aspect this summer, and Daughtry mentioned Coach Joey as well. So what is it kind of about his strength program that allows you guys to be so successful?
So Coach Joey he does like intervals. From what this is how I would take it, is 1 week we're going to go heavy and light reps, and then the next week we're going to go lightweight, heavy reps, a lot of volume, and he's just fluctuating that. And then by the time we get down to it and we're testing, you're supposed to feel like $1 million. Of course, sometimes you're not always going to feel your best, but you just got to go in there, and once you're in the atmosphere of music blasting, teammates are rooting you on, there's really nothing that you can't do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.